Hey, I'm back. This is Chandler for Melda Production, and today I'm going to show you how you can sidechain some high-pass filters. I'm going to be using MBandpass, but I have the unlocked version. If you just have the normal free version, you're not going to have these features, but if you have the unlocked version, you'll be able to do this. And of course, you can do this in other plugins too. I just wanted to use the cheapest one to show you how you can do it. So here I just have this sound. I just made this really fast. So I have some chords, a drum loop, and I have a bass here. So what we're going to do is use the bass to sidechain. So we just have that. First thing I'm going to do is just add MBandpass. I'm going to go into EQ here. I should have it right here. So this is what we have. What I want to do first is send the drums into this. And this is actually very important. I got stuck up on this before. What I want to do is first make sure this is pre-fader post effects, so that way I can turn this down just so we can hear what we're doing clearly, and then make sure I turn the MIDI off. Since I have another M Sound Factory on here, I don't want any MIDI going in here because it's going to sound messed up. So I'm just going to make sure MIDI channel is on none. Okay. And so now hopefully we should see something in here, and I should be able to turn this all the way down, and we should still get a sidechain signal. That's good, it's working. I'll turn the chords off for a second. Now I'll show you how to do just basic side chaining. So I can use this the same way as I would a compressor if I want to. So I can just click clear and learn, and I'm going to take the output, just move it all the way down like this. Go back in here, make sure I turn this on, mod 1 here, and I'm just going to go into the follower. I can just turn the attack down. I might turn the RMS length down, set the release to whatever I guess the tempo of the song is. In this case, I can just choose it. Let's say I'll try 16th note first, although I think that's maybe a little bit too short. And then I'm going to move the level max until it hits what I want to. And while that's happening, you should see the output move up and down. Oh. First, make sure you turn on the sidechain. Okay, so we're getting it here. Now, one thing I hear this like da-da-da-da-da, and that's maybe because of the signal coming in. So what I want to do is use this bandpass and try to cut out the high-end signals here. Let's see if that works. That's sounding okay, and I could move up the release. I'm not sure if that's going to sound better or not. And now I should just have basic, sidechained sound here. But you're probably thinking, okay, who cares about that? I can do that with a compressor. I understand. So let's move to something else. So instead of using this, the gain or the output of this plugin, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the high pass filter and we're going to choose the frequency here. Now we're going to do the same thing, except I'm going to move this frequency. Let's try around like 300 or so. And now hopefully it's going to do the exact same thing, except it's going to move this. Make sure I turn it on though first. That's very important. Like this. And now I should do the same thing. I might have to invert this. Let me see. Invert it like this. Now this is a bit more subtle. If I move the Q value down, it's actually going to sound more like the first one where it's doing just broadband ducking like this. And I might need to actually move this up a little bit, adjust this here. Now, I think this sounds a bit more transparent than the first version. I probably should have left that up there. But I think this is a good way, and by adjusting the EQ, you can make it a little bit more natural, or you can get more of a ducking effect here. This. So by adjusting that, you can kind of get whatever you want for your song. Now, you could also do this with, let's say, a chord if I wanted more of a rhythmic effect. And I don't even need to use a high-pass filter. I could use the low-pass filter if I wanted to. So I can just copy this over. Maybe I'll switch this to low-pass filter here. I need to make sure I send this over here. Like this. Make sure all my MIDI is off. And make sure this is pre-fader like this. Solo this. Let's see if we can hear this. Might have to change some settings here. Now here, looks like the values are a bit off, so I need to move this up here. Move this here. See what this sounds like. Now I can put a hold value on that. A little bit like this. See what this sounds like. I might need to move this up a little bit too. So now I have something going for both of them like this. And I can even adjust this too if I wanted to. Let's say delay it by a certain amount. So let's say I delay it by, let's try a quarter note, see how this sounds. Let's see, it may not work so well for this. Let me try a different value. Since this is playing so many times, it may not sound as good. See if this will work. Hear it all together. So it gives it kind of a rhythmic feel there. And there's more you can do with this by playing with the different delay times or the attacks and releases. You can get more sounds out of this. Now this one, since I'm doing kind of like a 4 on the floor beat, it's not as interesting, but one of the real good things you can do with this is because it's synced up to that bass drum, if I had a more complex bass pattern, it's going to duck it for that too. So I think this is really good for not just EDM, but if you wanted to use this for, let's say, a rock track to duck your bass, I think it would work well for that, where you may not have a consistent bass drum like this. So hopefully this kind of trick helped you out. If it did, give me a thumbs up, leave me any questions or comments down below, and be sure to check out all the other plugins at meldaproduction.com. Till next time, see you.